間に合わない。許せガード。
Weak-looking main characters is the type of trope people enjoy a lot lately, as seeing someone who is, overpowered, but to the eyes of the enemy, they're just some loser who can barely fight due to how they look or maybe even dress. It's just such a blast seeing what they can do in the end after getting so underestimated, which is why I decided to be covering for today's video 10 anime with weak-looking but overpowered main characters. If you are new here, then please make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notifications bell turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime and best recommendations possible. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video.
ここまで豪華な棺桶を用意されるとはな。参ってしまうよ。
We kick things off with the world's finest assassin, which features a swift and notorious famous assassin known for his amazing talent in pretty much killing people, but one day his own organization decided to, you know what, let's just betray him by killing him to claim the bounty on his head, and that is exactly what happened, and that is when his brand new life begins after getting reincarnated into the body of a child named Lug, and born to parents who are actually skilled in the arts of assassination. Now he must work his skills and try to defeat the hero of this world and recruit people to aid on his mission. The Book of Vanitas is quite possibly one of the best vampire-related anime I've come to watch. Created by the people over at Studio Bones, The Book of Vanitas is a story of a legendary book rumored that can save and cure people from the illness where they are being turned into vampires. It takes place in France, which is actually one of my favorite countries in the world, and one day, a being named Vanitas who wields the legendary book, and it seems that the rumors were actually true. Only he can operate the book and hopefully, save humanity from the danger of the vampires. Vanitas now may not look as overpowered as you think, but his book that he wields has the power that can change the world for the better.
お前たちの意志に関係なく必ずバンピールを救ってやる
Now this anime right here is quite the huge mystery to solve in the case of a girl who was murdered somehow, and two professional detectives were on the case to track down the target named Steel Lady Nanase, who appears to be some sort of a spirit or a ghost. One of the detectives has actually special powers, and he's actually immortal and cannot die, which is the most interesting part in the series. No matter how many death blows he takes, he still gets back right up on his feet. He may seem like, an average looking dude, but trust me, he's pretty badass if you ask me. To Be Heroine is a Chinese anime series that focuses on a female protagonist that gets sent to another world, or more to say, summoned by a naked-looking boy at the very start to then proceed to get immediately attacked by assassins. Like, whoa, immediate action, that's insane. What's more unrealistic is that her shoe actually turns into a warrior to aid her in battle, which is quite a unique concept for it to end. What she wants to do is just pretty much find out how she got here, who these people are that she's meeting, and how on earth is her own shoe turning into the strong warrior. Like, that's so weird, but at the same time so, insane to watch. There is a lot of strange things to take in, but still, it's one hell of an adventure to watch.
Nanda なんだよ、どうなってんだいきなり。強制って何？
Next up is Armed Girls Machiavellism, which takes place in a school setting that is being reverted to its original state after being a mixed school. Thanks to the upper swordsman, life for the boys has completely and drastically changed as they are now forced to dress up as girls. However, one man transfers to the school by the name of Fudo who wishes to turn the school back to its normal state, and to do that he must pretty much defeat the leaders and obtain their stamps to gain permission from the higher up. Now Fudo actually has no weapon at all, but what is unique about him is that he has gloves with metal studs to deflect all kinds of sword attacks and strike with a powerful blast where he lets out his energy by firing some sort of a shockwave, which looks insanely badass. By the Grace of Gods is a heavily focused slice of life series of a man getting reincarnated into a child's body with overpowered abilities right at the start and talents that he's never would have thought of. Instead of killing the basic mobs known as slimes in the series, he decided to, just keep them as happy pets, happy big family, as they can also aid him in a lot of things that he can do on a daily basis. At one point, he then meets other people who need help around the kingdom, and so they come to seek the boy for help, as the slimes have the power to do many useful things that the people cannot do themselves. From Commonplace to the World's Strongest is the definition of a weak main character being a complete badass from the first episode. An entire class gets Isekai to another world to face monsters and pretty much find a way back home somehow, but poor Nagumo, the main character, appears to be the weakest member in the entire class, and afterwards he then gets betrayed by a classmate of his, sending him to the lower dungeon levels, forcing his survival instincts to kick in and to eat monsters to survive, which is pretty much the only way, which made him turn into a completely different being, a more badass fighter with new, full, amazing powers. The famous Wise Man's Grandchild, which is a story of yet another isekai, and a character who gets reincarnated as a child after dying, with tremendous powers, which was completely unexpected at the start. He's only a child, but having this much magic power within him is indeed special. And now during his teenage years, he wishes to go to school and transfers to an academy to learn and study while hiding his extreme powers in the process from everyone. Otherwise, the military would want to use him for the purpose of war. But of course, others will learn just how much of a powerhouse he truly is. And this right here is probably one of the best sports series focusing on sumo wrestling. A short but powerful boy named Hinomaru has passion for sumo wrestling and wishes to climb the ranks at becoming a top-ranking sumo wrestler. This is just one thing about him, and that is he is actually quite short. But that doesn't mean he is, that doesn't mean he's weak. Many people believe that short people stand absolutely no chance at all against the tall and stronger opponents. But, for the case of Hinomaru, he will prove them wrong with his, powerful abilities that can rival even the toughest opponents. Finally on this list we have is Dororo, which is a straight up masterpiece and one of the greatest anime series ever created in my opinion. Taking place in the Sengoku time period, a baby was born without any limbs and was proceeded to become a sacrifice for the land to save the people from starvation by offering it to the demons in exchange. However, a man found this baby and decided to take it in care, naming it Hiyakimaru. Hiyakimaru is no normal being, but a man who is on a mission, using prosthetic limbs to slay monsters and retrieve his stolen body parts back so that he may become human again. It's such an insane journey, but you know, the taste of adventure is what makes it the absolute best. Well, looks like this is the ending point for the video, and if you have managed to get all the way up to this point, then I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Then make sure to leave a like to show your support, and as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next one.